Welcome back to Dadnarok. This is Sean,
It's Chris.
and tonight we're talking about episodes 4 and 5
Yep.
of The Last of Us, season 2, and whatever else we feel like talking about.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. So what you been up to? It's been, we took a week off because, life happens and my schedule's been freaking hectic. We can get into that a little bit, but you got anything going on?
It was Mother's Day, which is always big in our house because we got 3 mothers that live here. So it's
I think I sent
it's a
a
party.
message. Tell all the ladies in your house because you are surrounded by ladies in your house.
It is a party. Uh, it was good, and I'll actually come Father's Day we'll be traveling to Jersey, so I won't have quite a celebration, I don't think.
But do
But
us
I'll be on
guys
vacation,
really
so it'll
get
be
a
good.
celebration? Come on, really. We take a backseat to Mother's Day.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like,
Look, man, my birthday is on Christmas, so Father's Day is like the only day I can really like milk to be my own.
oh, that is true too. Yeah, because you don't get really a birthday, you get a Christmas.
Yeah.
So, did you guys do anything special, like cook out or go out to eat or anything down those lines?
We had like kind of a mid afternoon, early dinner, late lunch kind of thing. They wanted to cook for some reason. Like I would have grilled out, like grilled steaks or whatever, but they all wanted to cook. So they made this big spread of food, and we had a couple people over, and my daughter had her cousin over, and it's just a nice little family gathering. Not too bad.
Okay, yeah. You guys did more than we did. Janessa likes having biscuits and gravy that I make, so I go ahead and I make a good sized breakfast for her. But Zach's soccer team had 2 games on Sunday. So it's
Mm.
like we looked at the coach. Was like, "What are you thinking, dude? It's Mother's Day. And we're all out here in the soccer fields. What's up with this?"
All the
But
soccer moms were loving it.
oh, he brought all the boys brought a flower and a rose over to the moms and everything. But
Rose
Zach,
ceremony.
yeah, rose ceremony. You get to stay. We'll send you home next week. But speaking of the soccer, Zach didn't even. He was there for moral support only
Mm.
because they had a game Friday. And literally 30 seconds into the game, he made a diving save, which had one of the officials drop his jaw on the save he made. He was impressed by the save,
Yeah.
but he didn't get up. He laid there, and the way he landed, my first thought was, "Oh crap, collarbone."
Right.
And I walked over. I never on the field. The coach got him off the field. I walked around, and he couldn't lift his arm no more than about a third of the way up.
Oh no.
And when you look at a kid that will play through anything, is just kind of tough, and he has tears in his eyes, but he's he's trying his best not to show the pain.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's what he was. That's the look he gave me. And then he looked at me, and the coach said, "I want to play through it." And me and the coach looked at each other, and I picked up a ball. We went to the side, and I was tossing it back and forth. It's like, dude, no, there's no way you can play.
Yeah.
So yeah, we took him to the ER that night. They wouldn't confirm a fracture, but they were like, "There's something here." The radiologist was a little sketchy on it, and then the ortho doctor yesterday confirmed break and
Oh, broken arm.
and it's underneath his arm. It's like right where he landed on, like almost in your armpit area, right where he
Ooh.
landed on it, and then he's out now for 4 to 6 weeks. So he's missing
Ouch.
the final games of the season, the tournaments, all these things, and he's bummed about it. And tryouts on top of that. Those
Yeah.
are tryouts for a new team that he's feeding into that he couldn't do.
How do you break your armpit?
My son will find a way. If anyone will find a way, it'll be him. But
What
yeah,
about bowling too? Wasn't he in bowling?
yeah, he had a state finals, the bowl in Saturday, so he couldn't do that.
Was
So
it his bowling arm?
he bowls two-handed, but yes, he's right-handed bowler.
Mm.
So yeah, it was. He has a hard time doing everything, even sitting on the normal side of the car. He has a hard time getting out the car right now.
Oh,
So
poor
yeah,
kid.
he's in a tough spot, and he has this soccer tryout that he went to yesterday, but he couldn't participate in. And they're going to give him an offer come Thursday on which team he wants to go to. But he also has another offer from another team sitting out there that he's waiting until Friday. and he declined another offer. This boy's been offered. There's gonna be 3 different teams. He was actively recruited for one team that he's got an offer sitting there for. So I'm like, you got a lot going on here, and you would finish the season breaking your arm.
He's the, little athlete you were, well, never really were. Well, I mean, not officially
Yeah, he's at
when
a
you were
different
his
level. I
age.
played high school football, but nothing club level organized.
Nothing where
Like,
people where adults were coming to you trying to sign you up for stuff.
yeah, it's nuts. Like literally, his one of his friends from his team now changed teams. Was offered, he accepted the offer. His dad then was messaging me, spoke to the coach, love Zach. I want him over here. Can he come over try out? I'm like, I looked at the tryouts and tryouts have already come and gone.
Yeah,
He said, no, everything online says they're come and gone. There's a makeup tonight. Can he make it?
yeah,
Went ahead and signed him up, brought him out there. And the coach said, okay, I want to offer you, but I want to offer you this team because they already have a pretty active keeper. They put him on another team, which they offered a guy that's playing goal now for this season that's just ending.
yeah.
And it would go into, I think, next season. But he's like, Zach will take that position. It's like, there's
Oh,
no doubt in my
nice.
mind, Zach will take over that position. And then they played him the next day.
Wow.
We didn't even know. They played him the next day, and Zach pitched a shutout. For
No
his actual
kidding.
first clean sheet, he had a 3-0 victory. So I was like, dude, the timing of that was fantastic. But
Well, as his agent, even if he's on the bench, you still have to be working OT to make sure his career is lined up going forward.
it is nuts. Like the level of like play and teams. I called my sister because she has two that one that's graduating, and actually her oldest, Michael, is going to Barcelona to play in
Yeah,
a soccer tournament over there. So I was like, just kind of picking her brain because this is the first time we've been through this, trying out for different clubs, the whole deal. I was like, did they ever change clubs and regret it? Was there, the grass isn't always greener somewhere else, that type of situation.
yeah,
And she said sometimes it's best to bounce from club to club just for the experience and, you know, really experience. You learn how to adapt.
yeah. Well, that's a big week. That's what's the ETA on his arm healing up?
4 to 6.
4 to 6 weeks.
And he's
Wow.
he's not casted. He's in a sling, but he's got to sleep in it for 2 weeks. And then after that, he had to wear it just for the remainder of time when he's awake.
That's pretty intense. That's a long time out of action, especially for him who was used to kind of going, going, going. This is probably the longest break he's had. No pun intended. Longest break he's had for a while.
That's gonna be the hard thing is like tying him down. That's why I joked with all the parents, from his team is like, how am I gonna keep this kid down? You guys know him. I had to yell him at
Yeah,
tryouts yesterday because he was behind the net shagging balls. It's like, dude, no, he was catching them with his left arm. I'm like, no, you cannot touch a soccer ball for so long. You're gonna get hurt again. You're gonna do something stupid. I know you too well, and you're gonna go down.
Okay. Well, next week we will learn more about what's going on and what's the future holds. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about my daughter's recent interest into baseball, a growing interest, which I'm trying to water like a seedling to see if it sprouts.
That is awesome.
But yeah, we need to catch up on some The Last of Us. Well, I just finished both that. I hadn't watched either episode until like a couple hours ago.
Okay, so it's fresh
Um,
on your mind.
Yeah, it's fresh. What do you think?
Uh, okay, so I watched episode 4 Saturday, and then I watched 5 when it came out on Sunday. When I was watching episode 4, my phone was in my hand almost the entirety of the episode.
Wow, you really don't care about these characters.
No, I was watching it, and the worst thought that could have happened went through my brain. I feel obligated to watch this show.
Oh boy.
That was the mindset I was having.
Yeah.
Now, episode did episode 4, was that when we met, was it his name Isaac?
Yes. No.
Was
Episode 4. Yeah.
was that when we got when we seen him for the first time?
I think
When he
so.
was in the police vehicle?
Yes, episode 4 was where we met Isaac, and he was in the beginning and end of that episode. Episode 5 is when it opens up with us first learning about the spores in the hospital and ends with that.
Yeah.
Isaac was
So
not in episode 5.
so when first meeting him, literally it started with a bang. Literally a
Yeah.
bang. And I was like, that got me off the gate. And then it completely lost me.
Yeah, that actor is great. He was in The Batman. He played Commissioner Gordon. He's been in Westworld. I forget his name off the top of my head, Jeffrey something. But yeah, he's really good. He's got a great voice too.
Yeah. And then episode 5, I was like, I enjoyed episode 5 more, but I was still, I don't know. This it doesn't have me at all. Like I'm having even a hard time. Like the spores in the basement, that's cool. Um, Seeing that, I guess really getting to the crux of who the scars are and why the scars and wolves fight so much. We're getting a little bit of that. I mean, I didn't know any of that, but it's I don't even know if it's truly necessary for the show. Like I understand
Hmm.
it for the game, but there's only 7 episodes in this season. So I don't think you can really get into that too deeply without losing people. I have no real idea what is truly happening. Like why is he torturing this guy in this kitchen? And I'm like, I don't okay, there's a beef between these two groups,
Yeah.
but I don't know the crux of it.
I'm shocked, honestly, we haven't gotten Abby. We got her just like a scene in the first episode, and then the episode where she kills Joel, and that's it. For 5 episodes of this show, we've only had a handful of scenes with her, which is crazy to me because she's like half the game. So they're really structuring the story differently than they did in the game itself. And I'm wondering if it's a hindrance or if it's hurting. I don't know because I don't have any faith that like if we spent an episode or 2 with Abby, you'd be like on board and like, oh no, I love the story. So I don't know. It's definitely a choice for how they're going. I felt a little differently about episodes 4 and 5. I thought the tension was really good. I thought the fact that they quickly realized how over their heads they were, um, and just kinda you're along for this ride with Dina, um, and, Bella Ramsey. What's her name?
Ella, Ellie.
Ellie. Well, only the main character of the show.
Yeah. I
Um,
knew the name, you didn't. That's messed up.
yeah. I only know like, I hear Bella's name because the internet's shitting on her constantly. But anyway, so Dina and Ellie, yeah, like, it's kinda they're the stars of the show for pretty much 2 episodes. Like, it's our journey with them kind of being in, like, way over their heads, but, like, the little character moments as to like why they're still here, why they're still doing it, even after the revelations of Ellie being immune and Dina being pregnant. Like you just want to
That
scream at the camera, just like,
that
why
got
don't you
me.
guys just turn around and go? Like just turn around and go back to Jackson.
Yeah.
Uh,
The
but they don't.
tension in the auditorium when Dina didn't know she was immune and she was holding the gun up to her, that had me. I
Yeah,
mean, that was one of the best parts of the 2 episodes. The
yeah,
opening up with, was Isaac, and then that. They were basically the 2 best parts of those 2 episodes. I was like, "Okay." Like you said, that there was tension there, and I
right.
enjoyed those 2. Now, the one with Isaac, I had no clue why he did what he did or what was going on, or there was no context to what happened. I was just like, "Damn!" And then I was like, "Okay, now we're going back down to where my expectations were for the show."
Yeah, that's a shame because it sounds like it's kind of a mixed bag for you where you're kind of in and out. And maybe because I was able to kind of binge watch and watch 2 episodes in a row, it
Oh,
kind
dude,
of
I'm not
held my
interested
attention
in
more.
watching more than one. If there was 2 out, I
Yeah,
wouldn't even watch a second one. I would stop and watch something else. It's like, "Okay, I got this one in. I'll watch another one at another time."
that's rough. I'm pretty sure I predicted that though. When we first talked, when we hopped on here for the first episode, I was like, I don't know, we're gonna be along for the ride, and you may not like this
Yeah, because
show.
I had a weird feeling about the first episode too. You're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
if you're feeling that way now, this may be a slog for you."
yeah, this may be a tough watch.
Dude, I also
How many
thought
episodes are
the
left?
2.
2 episodes. Wow.
I also thought that what's his name? Joel? Not Joel. Joel's dead. Um,
Joel's dead, baby.
the fact that Tommy and what was the other guy's name?
Jesse.
Jesse. The fact that they bailed him out in that situation, that's such a overdone trope. It's like all of a sudden the hero comes out of nowhere, starts blowing people, these things away, and
And then the
pulls them
perfect
out.
timing. Yeah,
Yeah, perfect
exactly. Like
timing. They had no idea it
yeah.
was there. He just knew exactly where they were going to be based on her triangulation on her map that was, in the theater that they found. It's like, okay, it's kind of, I'll take it, sure, but come on.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the overall threat. Like, I like the mission they're on. Like, you believe that Ellie would be and continue to be on this mission. She kept trying to get Dina to go away, but there's no way that Ellie is gonna, like, turn back now. Like, she's too far in, she's too motivated, she's too pissed off about Joel's death. Um, and then you do get that scene where, Dina kind of explains herself, like, um she's had to turn away before. She didn't have the chance to avenge her family when she
Hmm.
was a kid. So it's like she's driven to do this too, and I believed it because I felt like any other character would have just been like, "I've got too much at stake now. I wish you would come back with me, but I understand. I'm going back to Jackson." But like
Yeah,
they're in this thing together, and they're forming this bond, this relationship, and like I understand it almost reminds me of like Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, where they're a couple that's kind of like bound by trauma
yeah,
and like an action packed mission. Um, but it's just, and I do like the threat that they have. Basically, these three factions, right? They've got wolves, they've got the Whistler group,
scars.
the Silence. What are they called?
Oh, they call it scars.
The scars, yeah. And the mushroom heads, right? Like their threats are around every corner. None of them are on their side, right? Because they're just like strangers in a strange land. I like the landscape of Seattle. I think there's a ton of cool aspects with it, but if you're not bought into the characters themselves and how they work out, and their ultimate fate, I think it's just yeah, that is tough. I mean, that's a story's main mission, right? Is to get you kind of hooked into what happens to characters, and the setting and the backdrop and all the action sequences and stuff are just like set like dressing. That should be the
Yeah,
icing on the cake. But if you don't like the cake, if the icing is good but you don't like the cake, then you're not gonna have a good time.
yeah, like you're saying, it looks beautiful. The set design, everything about Seattle is cool looking. Going into the
Yeah,
forest,
yeah.
that was cool. I mean, all that. Um, I'm pretty sure they showed it. I shut my eyes. I'm like, I don't need to see a dude get gutted. You
Oh,
know,
you shut your eyes
I'm weak to that crap. I
just
don't.
like Dina?
Yeah, I closed my eyes. I'm like, I heard it. I was like, that's all I need to do. I know what they did. Enough's enough. We'll move on.
I mean, they don't. It's only done in. Uh, it wasn't as graphic as some Game of Thrones scenes. I'll say that much.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
It
even just
was
based on seeing the people hanging in the theater, you
yeah.
know, and all of that. I'm like, okay, that's that's enough for me.
It was it was done in silhouette mostly. Silhouette and some spongy sound effects.
So yeah, I heard the sound effects obviously, but yeah,
Um,
I'm I'm hard pressed to see where they go too, because now Ellie's in the basement in the hospital. They know
right.
she's there. Nora is now dead because she's gonna get just living crap beat out of her for one until she is completely taken by the spores, and then
Yeah.
she realized that she was the one. Now, are we to be led to believe that Ellie knows what Joel did, and is that what drove a wedge between the two?
I think that's where we're going, especially with how the episode 5 ends, where we're back with Joel, and he says, "Hey, kiddo." It's like it started a flashback without going into it. I think next episode we're gonna be in flashback mode, and I kept wondering when that was gonna happen. But I've seen the trailer for next week,
Yeah,
and Pedro's there again. So I think we're finally gonna get that full backstory as to who knew what and everything like that.
but with 7 episodes, can you truly spend a whole episode on a flashback?
Yeah, yeah, you can. The way they're doing this, I feel like we may not get any Abby until the final episode, and maybe sparingly. And then her story and her side of things may not play out until when they come back for a third season. If they come back for a third season, I mean, I assume they will. They've already put so much time and effort into it, but
Yeah.
I have no idea how this season's doing. Like, so I don't know.
I
It's
think
all
it's a
about the almighty dollar. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I think it's a given, honestly, that are coming
Yeah.
back. I almost feel like I heard somewhere that it was already either greenlit or shooting
Mm.
for season 3. So I don't know if they were
Um.
doing the season 2 and 3 kind of Lord of the Rings
Oh, I can
style
see
back to
that.
back.
Right. That would make sense.
So, I mean, it would be both the most cost effective, really. Keep all the actors together, get us all shot through, and then you can
Right.
guarantee it's out in a year rather than 4,
Yeah.
like how these shows like to go. So, I don't know. I mean, for me, episode 6 and 7 there needs to be a real payoff for me to even be interested in season 3. Like after season 1, I was pumped. I was like, I love this. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go into season 2. I was chomping at the bit, and then right out the gate, the air was lit out of my balloon. It's like someone farted in my car and rolled up the windows. It was terrible.
I'm pretty sure you've done that to other people before.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
this is
no,
your
absolutely.
comeuppance.
Just windows up, heat on.
You're saying this show's a real stinker?
Oh man, and I feel like I'm the outlier. I feel like everything I've seen online are people loving the show, but I think it's people that have played the game that are loving the show. The people that it don't have connection to it don't have a platform to say that they're struggling with it. I don't know.
I'm in a weird place because it's like I appreciate it and I do enjoy it, and I don't think it's a bad show by any stretch. I think it's done really well. It's a great adaptation, but it's one of the first times where I've watched an adaptation, and while I'm watching it, I'm just being like, "Well, I've seen this, and the game's kinda a little bit better. I prefer how they lay that story out," and it's to its detriment, you know what I mean? And sometimes I'm like watching almost like watching an abridged I guess this is how people who read books and stuff feel about movies based on books, where
Yeah,
I don't do a lot of reading, you know what I mean? So when I experience a story for the first time, it's usually through a movie. But yeah, I kinda get that feeling where it's like I've already kinda seen the long form version of this that played out in a way that I preferred playing out. And so far, I'm like, I can appreciate the production value and the casting and the acting, but in the meantime, it's just not hitting me fully because I'm just like, well, there's a better version out there. Almost like the live action Disney movies versus the animated ones, like, if you're like got a hankering to watch Beauty and the Beast, are you really gonna watch the one with Emma Watson?
or you
No,
got to
you're
watch
gonna
the
watch
anime.
the
You got to watch
original
the anime.
classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, what may be hurting me is now I may get flogged for this from the internet, but I really loved The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I heard some people are mixed on that because this, a novel, it's an adaptation as well. And I don't know the books. I absolutely love that series. And it just came to an end not too long before this started.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm going into this all off a high. Like I love this. I'm ready to go into another thing. And then that may have done it to me.
Wait, no spoilers. How did you like the ending of that show?
Of Wheel of Time?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I
they landed the ending? Okay.
Well, it's not over yet. It was just a season.
Oh, it's just a season. I thought the whole series was
Yeah,
done.
no, it's like if I remember right, it's like 6 books
Okay.
that we're only in that was season 3. So I think they haven't announced another season, but it's been successful for them on Amazon. So
We had talked about covering that first season, and then I watched the first season, and I never watched the second one, but you've continued to watch it. What are they through season 3 now?
yeah, they just finished season 3.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if we should do a rewind of that sometime. Oh, well, it's out there in the ether.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's also my Star Wars fandom is taking a little bit of hit because I haven't
I haven't
watched
watched a
any of
single
Andor.
episode. I haven't either. I haven't watched a single episode of Andor. Well, there's already 6 episodes out
Well, they
now,
let
right?
out 3 episodes at a time, so there may be 9 out. There's 12 episodes in this season.
I can't believe how far behind I am on that.
But yeah, wrapping it back around to The Last of Us. I mean, if honest to God we weren't doing it here, I would have probably tapped out.
Oh my goodness, you would have
I w-
noped out, huh?
I would have not continued. And my wife's in the same boat. She was like, "Don't you have to go ahead and watch Last of Us for your show?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch it with you." She's like, "You can watch without me if you want to." She's completely out. She's watching it just because she's in the room now,
Right.
not because she. Now I see her peeking over her tablet every now and then. Kind of, it catches her interest every now and then, but it's like she's out of it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
that's. I guess
that
that's that really.
that is a shame. Well, I mean, here we are. We predicted it, and we've still got 2 episodes left. Here's what I think we should do. We are we're right around our 100th episode of the actual podcast, the audio podcast. Got way more episodes than that here on YouTube, but the audio podcast, we're around our 100th episode. I think next week we take a break from The Last of Us. Maybe do what we did this week after the finale. We catch up on the last 2 episodes, right? Next week, you and we do something special for a podcast.
You know, what? I am down for that. Just get away from this hot
Give you
garbage.
give you a break from The Last of Us, at least a 1 week break.
And go ahead and watch 2 of them and then kind of do the finale, 2
Yeah.
episode wrap up. I am not mad at that,
All
honestly.
right, so that's what we're gonna do. Join us next week here on or around this time of the week. I don't know. Chris and I will figure it out around family stuff. Next Monday, actually, next Monday evening, I'm taking my daughter to an actual baseball lesson, like a half hour training session with an actual baseball coach.
Okay, I was gonna ask you
Uh,
about that. Was there a reason you went baseball instead of softball?
I think I mean, the game's pretty
The
similar, right?
yeah,
Except for
no,
the pitching.
the glove's bigger, the ball is bigger. It's a little more.
Stuff was more readily available. I just feel like if she can wear a baseball glove and can catch baseball, then she can wear a softball glove and catch a
And
softball.
honestly,
You know what I
there's
mean?
nothing saying she can't get on a little league team as a girl. Absolutely
Yeah,
nothing. There's plenty of
and
girls
that
that play on little league teams.
and honestly, that's the one she was drawn toward. She was bummed out when she knew like that was only underhand pitching for some reason with softball. Like I don't
Oh,
know, it's the one that's more like Americana. The one she's been to Louisville Bats games here in town
yeah.
and stuff. So
Show her some of the college teams, like your Texases and Tennessee, the girls softball teams.
yeah.
She may have a different feeling about the pitching once she sees those girls freaking
Oh,
whip
I
those
know. I've
balls in
seen.
there.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen those. They're like they look like machines. They look
Yeah,
like the pitching machines at a batting cage.
it looks much more intimidating with them throwing the ball than a baseball
Yeah.
pitcher. You ever seen one of those girls up there whip that ball at me? I'm like, oh hell no, I'm out. I'm
It
tapping
does,
out.
doesn't it?
I'm
Isn't
out.
that funny? Because like I guess we're so used to seeing what a pitcher looks like with their little nods and their little, hide the ball in the glove, and then it's overhand. Those girls, man, the way they whip their arms,
Oh, the
like
big step forward over in the windmill and lets go of it and can control
yeah,
where it's going.
yeah, that
Holy
is pretty
crap, that
impressive.
terrifies me. Yeah, no,
But yeah, it's something I'm excited about because she's just been asking to like get outside and throw the ball around. So I got to get me a glove now. She wears a glove. I broke it in. I took the time to kind of make it easier for her to wear, and now I got to find a glove of my own so we can get out. We go to the park and stuff now to just get outside, and the weather's nice, and it's been a nice change of pace, and getting her off the iPad.
that is awesome.
Um,
So did you look into Dick's at all to see about them breaking it in for you, or is that just were they too far away or
No, I got it in a pretty good spot where I was kind of, wrapping it, and we've been playing with it, so now she's able to move it a heck of a lot easier. It's
okay.
not really stiff at all anymore.
That's awesome.
Um, but yeah, I would kinda wrap it at night. I used a long shoelace and kinda wrapped it real tight with the ball in the webbing. But, yeah, she's loving it, so I guess anyway, I said that to say that I'll probably be not around next Monday evening because it's baseball time. But yeah, we'll be around next week to do something for our 100th episode of the audio podcast, and 2 weeks from now we'll be back to talk about The Last of Us season 2, the grand finale. We'll talk about 2 episodes there.
Yeah, now can keep an eye on our shorts. I'm slowly but and steadily building the Hogwarts Express.
Oh yeah.
So I've been putting a video of like every few bags that I've been putting together. There's many, and I'm only through just the actual
What bag are you on now?
7,
Okay, out of like 47, right?
48 ish, something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
you're a seventh of the way through. There you
I
go.
am building when I can. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what. And one of the our viewers was like, "Oh, I just bought that. I plan on having it done by Saturday when my husband's out of the house." I'm like, "Holy crap! That is a dedicated build day right there." Like, I don't even know if I wanted to sit down and build something that big in one sitting because I think my
Yeah.
fingers would get. I would just get my back would start bothering me. I would lose attention. I'm like, okay, I got to tap out.
I pictured this person just like smoking cigarettes, just like just putting Legos together, just like the calendar flying by.
That's hilarious. Yeah, the clock spinning behind her.
But yeah, we'll be back. Stay tuned to Dadnarok. We're here on YouTube. We're on the internets everywhere your podcasts are, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I think. Are we still on those platforms?
Spotify, we're on all of them. I went ahead and
Yeah, all
re-upped
those
all of them. I actually
platforms.
even added some that I don't even know, but we knew there were existed. So we're out there. You find your platform, we're more likely on it.
There you go. We'll be back next week and the week after and the week after that. Stay tuned to find out what we'll be doing after The Last of Us as well. We don't even know. We haven't even talked about it.
Not even remotely close.
But yeah, we'll be back.
Okay, I'll say, stay away from those mushrooms.
Yeah.